Hi, everyone. I am Ida Pearl-Lee, the Deputy Director of the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association, and thank you for joining our Cannacast podcast today. I am interviewing Real Leaf Solutions, Tom and Krista Beller.
Hi.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey, how
Amazing.
are you?
Good. So before we get started, I just have to say you two are like my favorite cannabis couple.
Oh, that's a thing.
It is a thing. It is a thing. I have one other, I have like a top 5 and but you two are like my favorite. So.
Now everyone knows you can't say that.
Well, I just did.
We love you too.
Yes, and thank you for having us on.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So can you tell me a little bit, Krista, how did you get into the industry?
Okay. So, I've always been a cannabis enthusiast, since I was a teenager. And, just throughout the process, of becoming caregivers and moving to this state.
Regulated market.
Yeah. To the regulated market with Tom. He definitely was the driving force for us to do this. I was working and, for a nonprofit at the time, but it just seemed like such a great opportunity. We both had our fathers, go through illness and eventually death. And just knowing that cannabis really could have helped my dad. It did help Tom's dad pretty significantly.
Yeah, night and day experiences as far as people's willingness to utilize cannabis as real medicine, to believe what we've been saying for a very, very long time. And you are obviously very well aware of the power. And that is a huge force, and just reinforcing what we've been doing for so long. It's been a very, very long time. Krista's been my rock, or our rock, really, our rock in this in our journey. And really, you've probably been smoking weed as long as I have, if not longer. So as OG as it comes.
Yeah. So seeing the difference in their experiences, and my dad, suffering more than he needed to, and Tom's dad getting that relief, it became so important to us to take that to other people and be able to share that and really work to, kind of normalize that. Because for my dad's experience, it was his doctors that were like, oh, absolutely not. It's like hippy dippy crap and blah, blah, blah. And they weren't even into like probiotics,
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And then Tom's dad's experience was completely different, and
I kept sneaking in all of his. He loved the pen, was his favorite because it was so easy and effective for his condition. He had Parkinson's and eventually dementia, and I kept sneaking the pen in every time, and they would either disappear or get taken away from him, and that was the only thing that would stop everything from. And you could slow down.
Wow.
And we'd have great conversations, and they were goofy and fun, but they were real. I could speak to my dad again, so.
Mm-hmm. So that was kind of leading right up until the time when Cannacast was opting in, and we were already in this area. So it kind of just snowballed and took a life of its own. It seemed like the right thing to do, and it meant everything to us to have that chance. So here we are. We're making the most.
That's awesome. So making the transition though from caregivers into the regulated market, was that a tough challenge for either one of you? Family?
Everyone. Well, actually family, they weren't as well, depending on who you asked. For the most part, there were many people who weren't even aware of what we were doing. But we did have, we had capitalization requirements that we had to hit that were unrealistic for people that were caregivers. And the process was very difficult for anyone going through it at the time with the BMMR board. Anyone that had any experience in cannabis was already being scrutinized at a level that most people gave up and waited until that changed. Thank you, Governor Whitmer. But we got through somehow, right? And it was challenging. So it was PTSD on a stick with it, and they were so far up your ass, and with a lot of the requests and things like that. And we ran a tight ship, and we got through, and now we are where we are because we had the opportunity to get into a community that has opted in early through Cannacast, the support from our family that helps with capitalization requirements, and we were able to bootstrap this operation together ourselves and with friends and family working together to make this what it is today. And we still have that bootstrap mentality. We haven't sold out. We are beholden to no one, and we are debt free because we've stayed true to ourselves and not sold out in so many ways that people end up doing sometimes.
Yeah. But also, to answer your question, like the first time I told my mom, for instance, what we were doing, and that we were basically, selling everything and literally selling our farm. We had a small hobby farm, and leaving my job that was our stability for so long. It was kind of scary, but they were overwhelmingly supportive and excited. And it was kind of at that transition period where people started talking about cannabis more, and it was becoming a little more accepted.
And we were part of the narrative, though. That's very important that you inject yourself into the narrative, as you know, that you can't stand on the sidelines when you see injustices and just say like, you have to speak up and speak out, and we can't stop ever doing that.
Right. But honestly, before like 2008, we did. We didn't really put ourselves out there.
Adam Brooks called it an aider.
The aiders, yeah.
That's true.
But we're trying to maintain normalcy for our family that we're raising, and keep jobs, and have that level of acceptance in our society. And we, unfortunately, were not really in a position. You did some, but I had to like keep it straight and narrow, Right. No one at my work even knew until I put in my notice.
And that was how long were we licensed at that point?
A year and a half.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah, okay.
Both jobs for like 3 years. So
okay.
We wear a lot of hats still. We're not.
Well, can you share like your secret, because it's for couples to work together, it's challenging, but then to be in a budding industry that's essentially, in its infancy, what's your secret? Like what does the typical day look like for you guys?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm working from home right now because we don't have the space at the shop. So we're actually, it's a little bit different. We used to be together day and night, and now we're apart for several hours a day. We actually kind of miss each other usually, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone thinks it's a challenge, but Tom is my best friend, and I trust him more than anyone on this earth. So to have him as my business partner, are you crying?
You're so cute, Tom.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Like, you can't ask for a better business partner than someone that you trust fully with your life and everything. Oh, now he's going to be goofy guy.
Aww.
That's my defense mechanism. There you
go. Work it. It's all good.
We're so used to like. So we've been together for 22 years, married 18, and we've been through a lot of different challenges together. We've faced lots of turmoil. We've had our ups and downs, and what we're really good at is identifying what needs to happen and the best way to tackle it together, and say, okay, you go and you do this, and I'll go and I'll do this, and, just power through. And when we were making the move from our farm downstate in Lansing, to living here and building the business, Tom was up here for 2 years, building our building, like literally clearing the land and building the building.
And working as
home.
a caregiver and working with the local municipalities and everything, and doing all of the things, getting us ready for licensure.
Right. So we were apart. I was still down in Lansing working, taking the kids to school, preparing our house, to sell. And, those are just the types of things that you have to do to achieve goals together, make sacrifices and say, okay, you're, operations now, and I'm pretty much all finance. So, we don't have a lot of crossover, but, we're still making everything happen. It's like a well-oiled machine.
It's a true partnership.
It has to be. That's the only way it works. There's no, I don't know if the secret sauce is love, usually, is what I would say when it comes to just about anything. Yeah, that comes with love.
Yeah.
You don't respect someone. So, and we work well together. You were my boss at a previous,
like
way
before
back
we
in the
were
day.
married.
Yeah. And so
he was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but
as an employee.
we worked really well together, and we're very successful at that place before we left. And it's just that it's communication, and it comes down to communication and respect. And I think that is something we could all use, regardless if you're married to someone or not.
Right. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with me. So what exactly is going on in Cannacast? Share with us your grow and how big you are, and what's in the works. What's going on?
Well, right now we have one Class C grow license at our grow facility. We dropped our medical license, and we will be obtaining a second Class C rec license here soon.
Wow.
Our grow is 18,000 square feet. That's not all canopy space. We have 2 buildings, and we're building out a light deprivation greenhouse in order for proof of concept for expansion into the future. Our expansion happened naturally over the last 3 years of licensure. We've grown into 2 facilities on our property, and we're almost maxed out on space once our greenhouses go in. We're also partnered with the botanical company in Kalkaska, and we're also happy to be opening the Kalkushka Lounge here, hopefully at the end of this month and beginning of next month. Hopefully the first to be publicly open. The hot box is open for private events. I was trying to juggle the interest of everyone wanting to see what these types of rooms are like. Trying to be open to the public as soon as possible is crucial to us. And we're really excited about that. We have way more to share on that. You can find most of the information on what we're doing on our website. realleafsolutions.com has links to everything that we're doing. We're active. Krista is active with the MiCIA also, and things of that nature.
The DDA.
I'm on the Downtown Development Authority. We're on the RRC Commission. I am, and a few other committees that I've joined out of necessity. It's been really exciting. One of the most rewarding things, we just voted on a kids freezer in town, or a refrigerator that's open to the public and families. There's prep meals available from Friday through the end of the week until they're all gone, and they're stocked. And that's JS Hamburg, right? And that's they are the ones that are stocking everything. But it's Kalkaska voted to have this. It's open to anyone that is hungry and in need every week. And we're really, that was one of the most exciting things to be a part of, honestly, with that. But it's important to be on top of what's happening, especially in your community. So they were looking for a cannabis business owner, and they reached out to me, and I was very excited and happy to jump on board and see what we could do. Figured if it wasn't me, it was going to be somebody else. And
Right.
I like to be at least the honest person in the room as much as I possibly can. And it's just great, being involved, even though we're busy, you have to make time for those types of things. And Cannacast has a ton of licenses, I don't know, 60, I think. Yeah. They're all different levels, and some are stacked and some are same companies, but there's a lot of cannabis happening in Cannacast. So the town is seeing a huge makeover. There's some challenges that we're working on with the DDA actually to address, as far as like how quickly things can develop there, as far as being proactive for allowing investment and making things accessible.
Ancillary business.
Business is very expensive because people want to sell buildings that need rehabilitation. They're over 100 years old, and most business owners can't afford to buy the building for an inflated price because of the nature of the zoning, right? Because it could be cannabis, but you don't want to have everything cannabis in one town. It's just, it doesn't make sense. Having 1,000 dispensaries in one town, then it just becomes a price war. And then it can ruin things. So it's important to find a balance. You need ancillary businesses, you need small business to be able to open. So having accessibility to leasable space, which is very few and far between, because everyone wants to cash in on selling buildings. So there's no leasable space. So we're working on how do we make that accessible. And then there's the cost of rehabilitating the space if you can't afford to buy it. So those things are barriers, but we're working to, break down all the barriers we possibly can to make that hopefully what the vision of what they wanted to bring cannabis into in the first place, not to just create more empty buildings ultimately.
Right. It's really interesting because I feel like Cannacast in a way is kind of like the model for the state, because they do have so many businesses and they're trying to get their community involved, in the cannabis space. And again, it's a model, to emulate, to look after. And that's really cool that you guys, are stepping up and having pride in what you're doing and wanting to bring change.
Well, hopefully I can stay a model and not like a warning story.
Cautionary tales are
cautionary tale.
I don't know.
Yeah,
right.
You need something other than cannabis. You can't just have, one industry, right? And what Tom's talking about, I think probably a lot of communities are going to be experiencing similar challenges, and you have to be ready to take those on and have people involved that can kind of round out the big picture for people making decisions.
Well, it's a new industry. It's exciting, but it's also it's seen as a cash grab. It's also seen as the end all be all to fix your whatever the financial problem might be for your community and all these things. And without a proper plan and realistic expectations, you can end up with a lot of failure. So we're working to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, I think you said key, the key word is, making sure that doesn't happen. That's interesting. I just forgot my train of thought. Sorry. Goodness. So I know, right? So let's talk about lilac diesel.
Okay.
And I think that you were working with Fresh Coast Extracts too. You partnered with him.
Yeah, we've been working with Fresh Coast since say legacy days.
Okay.
As soon as they got their license.
Well, we've been working with them since the day they were licensed also, and we've been working with them since. They're right around the corner. They're awesome people. We've been working with them for years. So it's an easy fit. They do excellent work. They've actually created and made a great representation, especially of our lilac diesel and our spiked punch. And we really love the work that they do. The lilac diesel, all of our strains at Real Leaf, we have hunted from seed. They're not. It's like a needle in a haystack situation when you're looking for something, and that particular cut is very special. It's people have, there's lilac diesel on the market. There are strains that smell a little bit more like cat pee. Some that smell a little bit floral. I mean, some people like that, and that's great. But our cut, when you walk into a room full of that, and it's just amazing. You immediately, everyone that's gone into a room full of lilac diesel is elevated just from the terpenes in the air. And you can see it in their face, and everyone has an exclamation about, oh my God, So it's like, yes, that smell when you go into that room translates to the flower when you smoke it, translates to all the extracts that are made from it, and that makes it very special to me. And those are the things that we look for, are terpene profiles and strains that carry over, then check all the boxes. I mean, it has a relatively, it's a solid THC level, and THC shoppers aren't turned off by lower THC, but the terpene content is high. And I mean, it's 24.
It's good.
Yeah, whatever on that, but it's just
that means anything.
It's
anymore.
A full spectrum. No, right? Yeah, numbers don't mean anything.
You see,
new math.
Yeah.
New math. We don't have to talk about
that. 60% Kush. It's like, oh no.
Well, there's weird stuff
exist.
going on in the market. We'll talk about that another time. As a full spectrum flower, it has a wide range of cannabinoids and terpenes present in the flower, so it checks a lot of boxes for a lot of people too. So it's a good broad stroke remedy for what people might be needing.
Yeah, and I believe the lilac diesel products from Fresh Coast are their number one seller.
That and the Spike Punch. Their number 1 and 2 best sellers are from our garden.
Hey, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, I believe they're in the number 1 spot statewide too.
Hey.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll have to look that up. Yeah. I have the fact checkers.
That's what they said.
All right.
Fact checkers.
Down in the thing for.
Yeah, put that in the box, Daria. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are some of the key components that you look for in partnerships?
First of all, do we know you?
Right.
Right, there's that. Oh, man.
Yeah, I guess
that's a tough one.
Who is ownership, right?
Ownership. Who's making the decisions? Where did they come from?
And
follow the money.
Yeah, if our interests are aligned with them too.
Absolutely.
Is this a money grab? Is this about your ego? Are you going to dominate the market, or are you trying to help people and provide good jobs and a sustainable industry? So those things are important to us, and that's who we're going to work with. We try to find like-minded businesses. And
okay, Krista, what did you do before you became the CEO for Real Leaf?
I was a financial manager for a nonprofit in Lansing.
Okay, so how did you transition that? How did you make that transition? Was it an easy transition for you, or?
Well, I mean, all of the experience made it very easy, right? I did that for 12 years, and had managed offices and national sales teams and things like that. So in terms of business skills, I was ready to do this. The process of transitioning to this role was a little bit challenging because it's not one of those jobs that you just like put in your 2 weeks notice and you leave. You have to find the best replacement, train that person, make sure that they're ready. And especially with financial stuff, you have like your weekly, your monthly, your quarterly, your annual, and I still get calls once in a while from my replacement on like, say, an annual thing. Like, was it this or was it that? Like, I can't remember because you only do it once a year. You're not really, thinking about it often. So, and I'm still available to do that. So that process, I mean, all in all, from when I put in my notice to actually leaving and having found the replacement, I worked remote for them for a long time and trained that person. And she was transitioning from a role that she had. I mean, it was like 3 years total until I could just, walk away. So,
in the meantime, you had a few other things going on over here,
right,
too.
We had to build our business.
We've worn every hat.
Yeah, still
We still do to this day. Not every hat, but we have some delegation happening, but all the decisions, everything is still done here. There's really very minimal middle management and things that we have in our operation. It's just very direct, and we feel that that's probably the best way. You start muddying the water by having too many people in a chain of command.
Right.
I think that's another small secret to if you can do it. I mean, I know some things are bigger than the ability to manage that. But
we have a great team now.
Yeah, our team's amazing. So they make it easy, and everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. We're into our 4th year of operations on a regulated scale, and it's been amazing. We've learned a lot, and we're still learning every day. And we are happy to. We love the challenge, and together we're able to tackle, anything. I find it amazing at some of the structure of some of, some simple things that people overcomplicate things, I think, and they like to oversaturate the. No, they like to oversaturate management and things of that, of that nature. The executive roles and things become larger than the people that are actually doing the work.
Right.
And that's the people, your product is affected by that. And that's part of the small business aspect of what we're doing is we're bootstrap, we're small business, we're hands-on with a lot of that. And that makes that's how we can ensure quality levels of that nature and make sure things don't get away from us.
Well, it definitely sounds like you guys have a really strong team and a strong unit, and the proof's in the pudding. I mean, you're doing something right. That's awesome.
Translates to the flower too, and the people out there like it. I mean, that's we one thing about having a structure like this is that we barely get out into the world and to talk to people and go talk and see our customers. We try to get out as much as we can, but and get feedback. Yeah, we went to Hash.
How was Hash Bash?
It was so amazing.
We haven't been able to go the last couple of years because we've been so busy, and it was amazing to talk to so many people about what we're doing and about redemption.
Yep.
Get some feedback and just see the overall passion. It's still such a driving force and so inspiring.
And to see so much psilocybin.
Yes.
For sale.
I know, right?
That's the next thing for the people. Come on.
Yes.
Bring it.
Yes. The whole state has to decriminalize. We're getting there.
It's so exciting. Hey, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
So chimed in on the mushrooms, huh? No.
I know, right?
Awkward.
We know our peeps.
Hash was amazing.
You have a history in lighting. How did that carry over into cannabis?
I would say 2 levels. In the past, from our lighting company, we would provide lighting for one-off concerts, festivals, private events, things of that nature. And I guess probably the biggest thing that carried over from that was the ability to build a team that is goal-oriented, come together on a time scale to deliver something that is special and happens only once, and to then disassemble it and then put it back in the box and then bring it out again and do it and to be able to do that consistently and to build a team. I think that was the one thing that translated the most successfully. And more recently is the event license that we have. We have the first one in the state, number 1.
Yay.
And we will be announcing some exciting things soon about actually utilizing that. COVID kind of took the wind out of the sails on all of that. And, so obviously at an event scale, it translates really well. And they'll finally get to merge all of my passions into one thing, which is amazing. And then I can return to my home planet.
Nice. I like that. You do the lighting up at our summer annual too. And it's just when I'm talking to new members, I tell them, like, when we're out on the vineyard, like, you have to go stroll because it's just, it's so romantic and it's so pretty. And at night when everything's all lit up, it's just, it's romantic. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's just a small thing that we can do to bring and add an element to an event. You know, I don't ask for anything to do things like that. We just feel that, you know, people and for safety reasons, you need lights.
Yeah,
Right.
you need lights, but it's such a beautiful spot already.
Oh,
and
it's amazing.
you know, basically you're uplighting what's already there, and
Right.
True.
yeah,
I mean, that's
highlighting, you know, the natural beauty.
it's a natural thing. Well, the merging of all of the experiences that we've gained throughout life together and professionally is, you know, the one thing that we've been seeking out. And serendipity, you know, it's been very serendipitous, right? Right, that's the word. You know, that it's all kind of culminated in a way that it has. I mean, it's a really unique license. The event license is very unique for the state of Michigan, and we've seen a lot of events come, and there have been a lot of great ones, and it's just getting your legs underneath yourself and seeing what that looks like. And in the face of regulation, there's so many things you have to think about, and so many things that restrict the ability to make an event like this as enjoyable as it can be. And that's what we're personally seeking out as an event, not just throw an event, make it happen, sell your brand. It's more of how can we make this experience the way it should be, because people have been using cannabis at events for years. I mean, this isn't new.
Well,
Right.
right.
How do you give people a space? Well, how do you give people the space to enjoy it in a way that's comfortable and things of that nature? So I'd say that's probably what translates from our past into now. And we're still working on stuff. I'm working on teching out all of my lights for a concert next weekend that I'm playing with my band. And, you know, after this, we're just, all of these things kind of, it just becomes part of one big.
So what do you do with your band? What do you do? What instrument do you play?
I play bass guitar in this band and do some singing.
Nice.
Yeah, we do all Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Echoes with Pink Floyd. Echoeswithpinkfloyd.com.
Next
weekend, Kalamazoo State Theater, April 23rd. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, April 23rd, Kalamazoo State Theater. It's a great show. We play Pink Floyd, and you know we try to bring as much energy as we can to the music. And we have a laser light show, and it's
so is this an event that can sell out, or?
Yeah, I believe it's like, you know, I think we're halfway there, pre-sale right now. So it's looking good, but I mean,
your last show was sold out.
Our last two shows were sold out. They're a little smaller venues, but
nice. Okay.
Check it out.
I will be there. Trust me. Can you expound on capitalism versus corporatism in the cannabis industry and what that means to you?
Yeah. So, you know, the idea of capitalism and like this American dream, right? It kind of goes hand in hand, you know, where you think, okay, there's unlimited possibilities, government's not going to interfere, and, you know, there's potential for everyone, right? But with corporatism, you have, you know, a handful of people using government to interfere and limit
the free market,
right? So I feel like, you know, we're really facing that right now. You have a handful of really large national players, and, you know, they may or may not be members. If they are, I'm sorry. You know, but it does affect the ability for, you know, like a real free market to exist when you're, you know, just regular people like us, and we're like, you know, expected all of a sudden to, you know, compete with like the Ford Motor Company or the Home Depot or the Walmart of cannabis. And, you know, I hope people start thinking a little more about this, especially as consumers making decisions and where they want to purchase products and what products they're seeking out, and just be aware, because my concern is that it's just going to end up like Home Depots, like just the box stores of cannabis is all that's going to be left.
It's going to homogenize something that people have worked way too hard and risked everything.
And a lot of strains already have been, like the skunk, right? Like that's like, there's an active effort to seek that out right now because it's not profitable, right? For these large companies to grow. So, people are dismissing strains based on profitability, not based on, the benefits that they're going to provide, or, just the terpene profiles. There's so many different factors, and we need that diversity. And, I think having a thriving caregiver market helps with that, to keep that diversity going. But they're trying to squash that too, right? So, it's the caregivers, and then it's companies like us, and then, mid-sized, if they don't think that's coming their way, it is. And then, we're just going to end up like every other industry in our country's history. It's just going to be box stores and empty storefronts in downtowns.
Right. And then that's the thing that people have to understand. Just because rec's available, don't take away the key component of plant medicine. You know what I mean?
Well, plant medicine for everyone. I mean, it doesn't, whether you say this is med or rec, whatever, everyone's utilizing cannabis because it has a medicinal value to them, whether they realize it or not. It's happening. So, I mean, maybe that the byproduct is that you enjoy it, Right. So, I think that everyone is a medical patient. It's just, we can't utilize the law and the language of the law in order to oppress people in their right to grow cannabis and access to their own medicine. People can brew their own beer and share it with their friends. Can't sell it, but you can give it to someone.
Right. It should be the same for us, for cannabis.
I thought it was, but if you don't keep your eye on the ball, it won't be, and then people will start going to prison again.
Right.
Yeah. It is definitely interesting. Definitely. What is there anything else that we haven't discussed that you want to talk about? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot. You want to give a shout out to anybody, or?
Oh, well, you can. Okay, so Real Leaf Solutions, you can find a lot of our products. Flower through Redemption.
Yes. Where are you at?
Well, Ryan is in, I don't know, 100 stores across the state of Michigan.
Over 100, right?
Our Spike Punch, Skippy, our White Mo's coming out through him. We have Super Lemon Haze coming up. So a lot of our classic strains are now being sold through Redemption, and that on several levels, it provides me the ability to go out on the road with Ryan to help promote the brand, but also raise awareness for things, social justice, remediation, which we can talk about if we want. I don't know. What would you like to talk about, it is around there, or not. I mean,
we just can't get too political now.
Well, you asked me to be. They're like, okay, so Fresh Coast extracts. A lot of our flower profiles through there. Our partnership with Scout. Right? Trees, Plant Trees, Canopy Project.
Canopy Project.
Yep. That is we brought back our classic Dr. Death skunk that we grew out in the caregiver market as a full spectrum 1-to-1 CBD THC flower that has a great terpene profile, highly medicinal, one of the most successful strains to treat many ailments from pain to cancer. And we brought that back on a limited basis just to see how the market would respond to a 1-to-1 flower. There wasn't a whole lot out there, as you know, Ida, right? With your brand, people put things either it's a CBD product or it's a THC product, and of course, there are laws drawing a big line right down the middle, and there's regulations on our side that we don't have on the CBD side. In order to combat that, what people do is they like to extract them separately and then try and put them back together. And that process of putting them back together does not hold the integrity of the true medicinal value of the product, like when you grow it in a single source plant. So we did it, and we brought it back with our friends at Scout, who are awesome extractors and great great group of people. We absolutely adore them. And now that it's an Earth Day campaign, right? I don't have all the details in front of me, and I spoke too much weed to remember all the things. But you can also find that on social media.
Proceeds go to the Canopy Project to plant trees.
Yeah, smoke trees to plant trees.
Yeah.
Yep. So proceeds go to plant trees. We're bringing back a medicinal. We're doing some really cool vendor day stuff for it. A lot of promotions with the participating dispensaries. So a lot of that information can also be found through our social media and our website, and through, I'm sure, Scout's website and everything too.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we'll definitely put your website up.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, these collaborations are the things that we look for. Also, you're asking first thing, what do you look for in a partner or in partnerships? People's ability to think outside of the box. There are a lot of sexy things you can get behind and say, oh, we're raising money for this or that. We want people that are looking at non-traditional things. Environmental activism. I mean, obviously our industry is extremely huge impact on our environment. We're not strangers to, that reality. And we try to mitigate everything we possibly can on so many levels. But really, people that can get creative with that and bringing, unique products to the market. That's kind of where we find our niche in the market. We like to stay in there. We can produce bulk flower. We could go all day in 100,000 square foot grows. We can try and produce as much flower as we want, but at the end of the day, it really is, what are you really doing? And what are you involved in? What can you add? I mean, we can all use agricultural techniques, grow cannabis, put it out there for the cheapest price point all day long and try and beat each other into the ground for the lowest price. Or we can figure ways to actually make a difference and do real things like we always have been and try and stay true to our roots. And those are the types of things we like to be involved with.
Right. That's why we work with Redemption, with Fresh Coast, with Scout on this Canopy project.
Yep. And we're working with there's a lot of interesting discussions happening right now, especially coming out of a very tough winter in the market, where we were kind of slapped beside the face. We've kind of made us, rethink some of our direction, and that's kind of like, it's relationships, it's people that have been in the market. Just because you weren't growing when it wasn't sexy to be growing doesn't mean that you're automatically excluded from the club we want to talk to, because, obviously time, circumstance, whatever. But the thing is, really, there's a lot that came from that. You learn a lot when you worked in an industry, in a market that you couldn't really talk about, and you had to trust the people that you worked with at a level that people don't trust each other anymore. And we would like to see that come back. And we like to see people be a little bit more honest and open about what they're doing. And, that remediation conversation is just part of it. Just be open about what you're doing, right?
Your intentions. Yeah. Why is it important for you to be a part of the MiCIA, to be a member?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of different reasons. Obviously, the networking and relationship building that's come out of it has been tremendous. But, I'm on the legislative committee, and having the opportunity to be involved on that level has been very enlightening and just overall amazing, right? But I trust the MiCIA to represent all of its members, small, medium, large businesses. And we all have different agendas, right? We all have different needs and wants out of our government. But I feel like you do such a great job at balancing all of those. And, if something happens and, I call, like, let's say I get a hold of Robin or send her an email or something, like, she responds so quick, and she'll give me some real honest information, whether I want to hear it or not.
Right.
No, but she does it in such a way that like, okay, you know what, I understand and I can get behind that and we can figure this out and work together. And I don't think that, that's really common.
Well, the association was built by people that worked their asses off to make this possible for us to do.
Yeah.
And I feel that you haven't lost sight of that at all. Just by it could be easy. It's easy to fall prey
just
to money.
Show us the money,
Right.
Yeah.
And all that. And of course, it's not like we're not in this to make money, but it's really knowing your history. If we forget our history, then it's over. We can't, and the further we get away from that time when things were way different, we forget the struggles to get here. And obviously you guys fight your asses off to keep us moving forward appropriately. And you always have your ear, and that's very important. And we've never felt that, no matter what, even us in our little tiny grow up here in Cannacast, you guys in our little bubble, you guys still take the time to listen to us.
And you throw a killer party every year.
Oh, hell yeah.
I know, right?
So now we're plugging MiCIA.
Well, isn't that kind of like, isn't that like when you go to
Kalamazoo.
Menards and you hear they're like, say big money at Menards, like, well, I'm already here.
Right. Waste a lot of time at Menards.
Yeah. Now we're bashing Menards.
Yep.
Hey,
We're going off the rails.
What else can we up?
I don't know if Menards is a sponsor. No, you guys, the MiCIA has always been true, and like I said, that the accessibility and the two-way conversations, and obviously you and Robin and everyone. I mean,
it's a lot to juggle. I mean, there's so many different interests in this.
Yep.
In this industry, and I really truly respect the way that things are handled and appreciate all of your work.
Yeah, and if anyone listening is not already a member of the MiCIA, I'm sure there it is.
You should be.
You should be.
You
should be. I mean, and you guys don't expect a whole lot. People can donate or become members at levels that you're comfortable with because you've always understood, and it was accessible in a time that we couldn't necessarily afford. We were getting going. We bootstrapped this thing together. You were like, no, we want you to be here. So we were able to participate at a level that we could and still feel that we were a part of it. And I didn't feel that we were less a part than anyone else.
I've always felt important to you.
So thank you.
Yeah. Well, yes, absolutely. And thank you. I was just telling Robin today, I love watching her work, her networking skills. I mean, that chick make things happen, and she's an awesome force to see and to work with. And
she's a force. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I enjoyed, sitting down and talking with you all, and thank you for sharing. And again, you come together as a unified front, and just, the passion that you have in sharing that with others. That's really special. It's unique.
Thanks.
So thank you for everything that you do.
Well, thank you.
Aw.
Love you guys.
Yeah, love you too. We'll see you guys later. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right. Our next, we're going to switch to our ancillary shout out. This goes out to Barton Morris from the Cannabis Legal Group, and also Harry Barash from CLG Realty Advisors.
My name is Attorney Barton Morris. I'm the principal attorney and founder at the Cannabis Legal Group here in Royal Oak. At this time, we'd like to welcome and introduce our new real estate company, CLG Realty Advisors. We help sellers find buyers looking for property in the cannabis industry, and help buyers identify sellers that are looking to sell their property and businesses in the cannabis industry here in Michigan. And so now I'd like to introduce our Director of Real Estate, Harry Barash.
Thanks for the introduction, Barton, and it's great to be here and great to join forces with one of the OGs in the industry, in the legal industry. You've always been somebody I've respected and looked up to, and I appreciate all you've done in the cannabis space. I look forward to combining our services together and our resources to helping grow our new brand.
Harry, this is going to be a great partnership. Why do you think CLG Realty Advisors is going to do amazing work for our clients?
Well, collectively, I believe that with our networks and our databases and our knowledge in the industry, our insight, we have more to offer than the average real estate and or law firm. When we combine our services and combine our share information together, it gives us a lot more ammunition and a lot more information that we can provide with our clients. When you're involved in cannabis real estate and the selling of a business, there's a lot of things that you want to know and want to understand. You want to make sure that your realtor understands. And when a realtor has a legal team behind them, as well as a paralegal team and a marketing team, and we have the ability to do a lot of research, do a lot of homework, make sure that we're providing the best answers and the most accurate information.
Thank you, Harry, and thank you for watching. Please see our website, clgrealtyadvisors.com. There you will find all types of helpful information. You'll see the listings that we have, the current listings that we have, our contact information. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. My name is Barton Morris, licensed real estate broker. This is Harry Barash, our licensed real estate agent and director of real estate. We are here to help you, clgrealtyadvisors.com.
All right, check out Barton and Harry if you have any legal questions or need real estate. I want to thank you all for joining us today. Next week is 420. Go out there and get those deals. There's a lot of them going on. We're going to round out the show with our last member, or not last member, but a member, Kyle Cohey. He is giving his 420 deals from Lighten Up Provisioning Center in Flushing, Michigan. So I hope you all check those out, and we'll see y'all later. Have a great day.
You came on season 2 of the podcast and about a year ago. What are some things that are new with Lighten Up?
Well, there's been some exciting things going on with us. We've since last time we've expanded into doing a little bit more billboards out there with some of our vendors and doing to get more exposure going. We've also done some radio shows. So a couple things that are real exciting to us is we've sponsored the Free Beer and Hot Wings show for the 101.5 area, the Banana area listening. So that's been kind of cool, seeing our names on this national syndicated show, hearing us. And then we've also done the Double XL show, and then the 8-1 show on Club 93.7 with B-Ray, and that's been pretty cool. And doing Strain of the Week through B-Ray, and having him come into our shop, looking at our product, me giving him some samples, and him telling everybody in Flint what kind of product we have at the store. Awesome. Really attacking the airwaves from what it sounds like. Trying to do everything we can. Cool. What are some things our viewers and Lighten Up customers can look forward to in this month? Well, good thing you said. So we got a 420 giveaway. So on 421, but all the way up to 420, we're giving away up to 5 pounds of flour to patients. So what we've done is we've actually took 5 pounds. We've got 5 donors that came through and donated a pound apiece. That's Valor Craft, that's U-Baked, Redemption Cannabis, Frosted Farms, and Gold Kind. They've all donated a pound apiece and we're giving it away. So what we're going to do is we're going to give away 3 pounds to all of our patients. And how that's going to work is your first place winner is going to get 1 pound of marijuana split up between the 5. The second place will get a half a pound of cannabis split up between the 5. The third place will get a 1/4 pound. And then after that, we're going to give away 18 ounces on top of that. That's the first raffle that we got going. The only thing you got to do with that is just come in the store, spend $50, you get a raffle ticket. It's per transaction. So if you come back 100 times, you can get 100 different tickets if you want to put in there. So it's per transaction. Be very smart about that. So hey, I'm giving you guys the inside right here. So the other one that we're doing on that same day is we're doing one for just veterans only. So, you know, we're a big veteran company with Kurt being our veteran here, and we like to give back. So we took 2 pounds of that and we separated for them. And we're doing 4 quarter pounds to veterans and then 16 ounces after that. And so there's going to be 41 winners that could potentially win total, 20 veterans, and it'd be 21 of our regular patients that'll get in. So the veteran bucket is way smaller than the other one. I can tell you that. I see it all the time because, you know, we're not going to have a ton of veterans that are coming in, but we try to get everybody we can. So if you know anyone with the veterans, you only have to spend $10 and you get a ticket per transaction. So
Per transaction. So if you're a veteran, you're going to come spend $100. Might be sense to go out to the car and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Do whatever you got to do there. So, you know, just to get as many tickets as you can. So you know, and this is going to be high quality product. We're not doing any of the BS buds. We're not doing any of the shake. I'm not just taking a whole bunch of bottom stuff that I get and put it together and say, here you go. This is stuff that's going to be higher testers. I explained to each one of our vendors, hey, look, this is your name, your brand, your flower. I'm just the middle guy trying to give it out to the people. Take that and run with it and make sure you give me some good stuff. And some of the product I know we're getting is going to be really good. That is absolutely phenomenal. You got me out here trying to coordinate when I can make it up there.
Hey, I've been putting tickets in for myself, you know, I mean, come on.
I mean, so this will be available until the 21st, you said?
So at 8 o'clock on the 20th, we're going to cut off the raffle.
Okay,
on the
gotcha.
21st, we're gonna announce all the winners, and all the winners some of the winners is going to take up to a couple months to get your product as you go, because we have to do it in stages and I'm basing everything off of the medical law. So off of the 10 ounces a month and that type of stuff. So you're going to have to get it appropriately, and then the ounce winners will be able to get it right away. And the quarter pound should get it over a few days, and then same with the half a pound. We also have, right now I have 8 or 9 vendors coming for 420. So we're doing a big event that day. I have one vendor from 4 to 8 called Old School. They're going to give away basically 2 pounds of marijuana. First 200 people in get free pre-rolls. So it's really a 7-pound giveaway on that day when it's all said and done, and some, because I have vendors coming in doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's going to be pretty cool. I think it'll be a good day. It's going to be a great Wednesday. The weather's looking so far. So hopefully we get 50, 60s, you know?
It sounds like you're going to have lighten up looking like Cedar Point on opening day. Oh,
I'm
man.
going to try, man. I'm trying, you know? I'm trying. I should put a slide off the building. That'd be fun.
Right. It's that they're gonna have to make a HOV lane for lighting up in traffic.
Man. Whatever we could do, man. We're just trying to get back to the community, get back to our veterans, and, you know, try to let everybody know who we are and what we're about.
That's great. That's great. So visit Lighten Up on 420. Cutoff is at 8 o'clock on 420, and they're going to be doing the raffle right on the 21st.
We're going to be doing the raffle on the 21st. We're giving everyone opportunity on 420 to be able to get into the raffle.
Gotcha. You heard it here.